Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making cabbage and saltfish with green beans and carrots, white rice and avocado. Here I'm just washing up my pot to get my saltfish ready to be boiled. So right here I have 2 bags of saltfish. Each bag is like 12 ounces, which is actually less than a pound, but I used a little previously making saltfish fritters, so I just have like a pound and a half left back or less. So I'm just getting it ready to be boiled. So right here I'm washing off the excess salt off the saltfish, because you have to boil your saltfish, or you can soak it overnight with just plain water and you can boil it once, but I did not get a chance to do that. So I'm just going to wash off as much excess salt as I can get off of the saltfish, and then I am going to put it on the stove to boil to get out more of the salt. So as you could see, I washed it off twice before, and then I wash it off another time. So now I'm going to just put water, and this I'm going to place on the stove to be boiled. Meanwhile, I get my vegetables prepared. So here I have a small head of cabbage, and I am going to be cutting down that in two. And I'm going to show you guys how I cut my cabbage into small, not too small, but medium-sized pieces. So here I have a basin in the sink. As you could see, I just rinsed it out. I'm going to cut my cabbage in the middle, and then you can also do it just whole, but I rather to cut it, make it easier for me to handle. And I'm going to just be cutting it into small slices. As you could see, I'm just going along with the knife down the side of each side of the cabbage, and I will just going to be keep doing this until I'm finished with both pieces of my cabbage. So right here, as you could see, I cut off that piece, and I'm going to be doing the next one, and then I'll do the next half on the side. However, I won't be showing that whole half in my video. It's going to take up too much time. So right here you can see I'm removing the stem, that hard part of the cabbage. I take it out because I don't like it. It just, for some reason, I do not like how it tastes. I don't want to feel it in my food, so I just remove it. So as you could see, I'll be doing that same thing. Take out the stem again, and I will be just doing that to both of my cabbage. And then after I finish doing that on my cabbage, I'll just keep showing you guys how I do it. Just cut it down into small pieces. As we go along, cut it down into small pieces. So you just want to place it, whether it's on the back or on the front, however you can, but depends on how you like it. Some people rather their cabbage chopped big. I like things to be done a little neater, and it's okay. However we do it, as long as it tastes great and you like it, that's fine. But yes, I just cut it on the sides like that, and I just do it that way. And you could see I'm going to be doing the same thing with this. I'm going to just cut it down the middle, and I'm just going to be placing it on the sides. Remove that piece, of course, put those in the garbage, place this on the side, and I'm just going to be cutting it down into small pieces, not too small, like I said before, like more like a medium size. Okay, so I sprinkled salt on top of the cabbage. I didn't get to show that part, but I'm telling you guys, sprinkle some salt on your vegetables and just wash it off. So right here I sprinkle some salt on my cabbage, and I'm just washing it off, and I'm going to be just making sure I go through and just rinse off my cabbage with water, like wash it off. Okay, so here I will be getting out my metallic colander from under the cupboard, which if you have a strainer, you can use a strainer. If you have a colander, you can just use a colander as well. And I'm going to be straining off the water off my cabbage, trying to get off as much water as possible, because cabbage tend to spring its own water. Vegetables on a whole tend to spring water, whether you're doing broccoli, carrots, they tend to just spring water. So you just want to use a little bit because they tend to spring water naturally. So I want to get off all the water off my cabbage, as you could see, and then I will be placing it on the side and start getting my rice ready. So here I have some scallion and some thyme, and I'm going to be using this Goya jasmine rice. I'm only going to be using 2 cups, as you will see, 2 cups of rice, and I'm almost out of rice, so yes, I'll get another pack. So 2 cups of jasmine white rice, just 2 cups of this rice I'll be using, which is like the measuring cup, a small size measuring cup. I'm using 2 cup. Yep, oops, the bag fell on the floor. It's okay. So I'm washing my rice here. As you could see, I'm washing my rice to get it prepared to get it ready for cooking. So I'm washing it off, take off a little bit of the, they said remove a little bit of the starch. So I'll be washing the rice maybe like 3 times. I just wash it off like 3 times and strain it off. Try to take off as much water as well, because I like to saute my white rice a little bit with some olive oil before I actually cook it. And that was something I learned from someone, and I actually like the way it makes the rice taste, and it's really good when you do it like that. If you've never tried it, I think it's something you should really try. You would like it. So as you could see, this is my 3rd time washing the rice, and I get the strainer because I want to get off as much water as possible off the rice. As you could see, I'm making sure I get off all the water that I can. But I learned to do white rice like this from a friend from Guyana, and it was really great. So now I have my pot on the stove. I pour not too much, but just a little bit of olive oil. You make sure the oil is warm, as you could see, and you place the rice in before the water, and you put in the scallion and the thyme, and you just stir it in like you try to get the flavor of the seasoning in the rice along with the olive oil. This does make your rice taste great. I'm telling you, try it. And then I will be using 3 cups of water. The same cup I used to measure the rice, I will use that same measurement for the water. Make sure it's unsalted butter you're putting into your rice. This is unsalted, and I put like a tablespoon of salt and a little bit of coconut milk. As you could see, my Grace coconut milk, and I stir that in. I placed it there, and I'm just gonna leave it steam. Now I am getting my onions prepared. So now I'm doing my green seasoning, and these are what I'm gonna use with my cabbage and saltfish. So right here, I'm cleaning off the onions. Of course, we all know how to get our onions cleaned up. Cut it off, take off the skin, cut off the top. Then we're gonna rinse it off, and then we're gonna get to our garlics. So we take out the pegs of our garlics. I have 3 pegs of garlic in my hand, and I'm cleaning them off. Like I said before in my previous videos, I said I really like my green seasoning where I can chew on it, but you can blend them out if you want. Now I'm gonna have like 4 head of scallions, and I'm just gonna cut off the heads of the scallion, 4 stalk of scallion I should say, and I'm just gonna cut off the head of the scallions and clean them off and wash them. Right, I'm gonna clean them off, and I'm gonna wash them and get them ready. So there you can see I'm just cutting off like the brown part of the scallion, wash them off and get them all cleaned up so I can use them, get them ready for my green seasoning. Yes, so I'm just washing them. Okay, good. And now I will be getting my peppers. As you can see, so I have red pepper, orange pepper, and yellow pepper here. I think I was out of green pepper, but it's okay. It's fine. It's still gonna taste great. You can always substitute with something else. If you do not have one thing, you just use something else that can be used, and it will taste great as well. So here I'm washing off my peppers, and I'll be doing this to all 3. So this, I just take out like I would say a quarter of each pepper, because you know the pepper is like 4 sides. So I just take like 1 side and I wash them. So this is the orange pepper, and I'm washing it off, and I just did that's the yellow pepper right now. Okay, I just did the red previous. So I took out a side, as you could see, and I just wash it off and start getting it clean to be prepared. So right here I have all the peppers, and I start to cut them down into smaller pieces, and I will just be cutting them like this. As you could see, I cut it in 2, and then I'm just cutting it into dice, like small dice pieces. whichever way you would like to cut yours, it's okay. You know, you can just cut it into small pieces, or you can also cut it into like, you know, small slices. And then I will do that to all the peppers. And now I'm doing my onion. I'm just using a half of an onion. I'm not using a complete onion for this. I'm just using a half. And I will just go through and cut up all my onions. And then after cutting up all my onions, I'm going to move on to my scallion, and I have a piece of pepper as well there. I'll be using that also in it. Not too much pepper. If you have children, you don't want it to be too spicy. So, piece of thyme, a little piece of pepper. This is country pepper, a little piece of country pepper, and now I add my scallions. I just keep cutting it down, cutting it down. If you want to mash your scallion, it's fine, but of course you're doing cabbage and saltfish or any kind of ackee and saltfish, you want to cut them down into smaller pieces. You don't want to mash it up, because then it will look much better. Now I'm doing my garlics. I'll be cutting down my garlics into smaller pieces as well, and just adding it to all the green seasoning, as you could see what I'm doing bit by bits. Okay, so now these are my green beans, and I'm about to wash them and cut off the top and the bottom piece. So right here I'm getting the amount that I need ready so I can wash it. So I have green beans and carrot right here that I'm preparing for the steamed veggies. So I'm going to be steaming green beans and carrot, like I said. So right here I washed the top of the green beans. You can see I'm washing it off, cut off the top and then cut off the bottom, and I go through all my green beans and I do that. You can see them on the side. So now I'm going to my carrot. So now I have a carrot peeler, and I'm just going to be using the carrot peeler and peel off like a bit of the skin, not all the way, just like remove like the part that looks dirty. So I will peel them off, wash them, and now I'm rinsing out my basin. I would take the carrot now and I would cut them into like French fry slices, like cut it in 4. I'm demonstrating on the side. You can see I cut it in 2 and then I cut in 4, and I'm just going down with the knife like carrot slices into small pieces, because I'm going to be doing the green beans with the carrot. So I will do this to both carrot, the same thing that I'm doing right here, cutting them in like French fry slices. French fry slices. Whoa, that's an idea. French fry carrot. I wonder how that would taste. I should try that. So you do that to both pieces, as you can see what I'm doing here. That's what I would be doing to the next carrot as well, so I can start getting my vegetables ready. Meanwhile, I have the rice on the stove going, and I have the saltfish that I had boiled. I had that on the side. So as you could see, the saltfish is on the side, and now I'm doing my green seasoning that I placed in the pot, and I had them sauteed for a little bit. Now I'm adding my cabbage in the pot. So I'm going to be steaming the cabbage with which I had the green seasoning in the pot before. I'm just stirring that in. So in this pot, I have a little bit of olive oil, and I place my green seasoning in, and then now I add a little tiny bit of water, and then that's it. On the rice, I did put a piece of aluminum foil to hold the steam in, because I did not want to add excess water. If the rice feel a little hard, you do not have to add excess water. Just put like, you can put a plastic bag, or you can put aluminum foil and just let it steam. So this is where my video get a little messed up right here, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. So you could see my rice is well steamed. I'm just going to be removing all the thyme out of it, all the thyme that and the scallion and stuff that is left. I just gonna be removing that out of the rice and just leave it on the side. So it's really good. I just like take out everything, checking it, making sure it's not too cakey. I want to make sure it's a little more shelly, and as you could see, it looks really good. So yes, that's what's happening with the rice. So now I am going to be explaining what happened at the end of my video. So my rice is done, and now I was getting ready to do my vegetables when my phone went completely dead. The battery went dead, and trying to get it up, the memory just went completely out. I was completely out of space. But you have an idea what happened. I finished steamed the carrots and the vegetables and the cabbage and saltfish. I added the avocado. As you could see, I'm showing you what the end was after I got to my phone back on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and please to leave a comment. I would like to know your feedback on what you think, if you like my cooking, and just please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. So see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.